Bonnie from A Beautiful Mess here. I am going to be making laundry detergent today, homemade laundry soap. And this is a recipe that I've used for years. It's the only thing I really use for my laundry, and it saves a lot of money if you can make it yourself. So I'm going to show you how I do this today. And it's pretty simple ingredients, very easy to find. So here's what we're doing. We've got, this is a double recipe, so if you want, you can half this and just use one box and you know, half of this and whatever. But if you want to do a big batch that will fit in something like this, that's what I use to store mine. You'll want 2 boxes of Borax, 2 boxes of washing soda, a big thing of OxiClean, or you can get 2 small ones if you can't find a bigger one. Purex crystals, and you'll probably want this versus like the downy, what are they called? Anyway, the more waxy ones, I don't like those as much as the Purex crystals because they don't like cake up. So there's that, and then pink Zote, or you can even use the blue, I think is the other color they have, or maybe even just white. You can also use Fels Naptha or Pure soap. So there's a few replacements, and I'll put that in the details so that you know what you can replace it with. You'll want a blender. This is not totally necessary. You can use a just a box grater if you don't have a good blender to use. And then, baking soda. So we're gonna be using 4 cups of baking soda. So, first thing we're gonna do, and sorry if you hear my dog in the background. Oh, and the other thing you're gonna need is 2 garbage bags, and that's what we're gonna use to mix this up in really well. So I'm gonna start by cutting up the soap. I'm gonna open this. And what we're gonna do is just get this into chunks before we put it into the blender. And then we're gonna mix that with the OxiClean. And that just keeps it from caking up while it's, and we'll actually turn it into kind of like a powder, but anyway, it grates this really well. So if you have a good blender, I would suggest using that. So I'm just going to cut this. Sorry, I'm gonna let my dog out because she's begging to go. Okay, so just cut this into like 3/4 inch to half inch to 3/4 inch cubes. So yeah, about that size. And then just throw that in there. Yeah, I think we'll do this whole bar, and then we'll come back and do the other one. I know it looks good, but don't eat it. It looks like bubble gum. Okay, now I'm gonna add probably about 3 cups of this just to keep it dry enough. I'm gonna add another one for good measure. So 3 to 4 cups of the cup it came with. Okay, let's go blend this. Okay, so in full transparency, this wasn't really working well with my blender. And I think the reason why is because the last time I did this, I used Fels Naptha soap, which isn't, it doesn't have as much moisture in it as the Zote soap. So I think I would recommend, just so you don't ruin your blender, and this didn't ruin mine, it just kept overheating and I'd have to wait for it to cool down before I could continue. It did finally do the job though. But yeah, so either use Fels Naptha, an Ivory bar, or use the box grater method, where you use the side with the small holes and just grate it. And that will work just fine. It's not quite as fine of particles, but it does dissolve well even in cold water. So those are some other options: Fels naphtha, ivory, or using the box grater method. Finish adding the rest of your ingredients. So that's 4 cups baking soda, tie this and then double bag it. Probably a black garbage bag would be better for this. One that is a little tougher, but this will work if you double bag it. And then you're just going to sort of roll it around. Try not to puncture it with your nails. And then once you feel like that's sufficiently mixed up, we are going to cut a hole in it and put it into our jar. So there it is. Isn't that beautiful? So I use about that much, which is about 3/4 of a tablespoon to a tablespoon for each load. And this should last us about 2 years. That's for 4 of us. So it's pretty economical. So hope you guys enjoyed that demo, and we'll see you next time.